Hello friends, Ben here for Giant Loop, and today I'm going to show you how to install our Giant Loop Round the World Panniers onto our Giant Loop Pannier Mounts for quick and easy removal and installation on your dual sport or adventure bike. The Giant Loop Round the World Panniers are my favorite panniers for a long adventure travel or moto camping trip. These are the panniers I used on the Washington BDR. They did fantastic. They've got almost 50 liters a side. These can be mounted in a bunch of different ways. They're compatible with all kinds of different quick release mount setups depending on your pannier racks. But if you have standard pannier racks, the quickest and easiest way to use these and take them on and off your bike is with our Giant Loop Pannier Mounts. These two products are designed to work together pretty seamlessly. And today I'm going to show you how to install this quick release pannier mount permanently on the rear of your Giant Loop Round the World Pannier. So step one is acquiring both the pannier mounts and the Round the World panniers. Fortunately, you get 10% off if you buy them together on our website. I'll put a link directly to that. And then the next step is to pre-fit your pannier mount on your particular pannier racks. As you can see, there's all kinds of adjustment here. There's all these different holes that you can put them in to make them work with your pannier mounts on your bike. So let me show you how to do that. So step one is just to take the pannier mount and stick it on the rack into the default position and see how it fits. Okay, so I obviously need to bring these up a little because, as you can see, it's too high for this clamp to attach here at the top, and that's what makes it secure. So you want it to be snug, no rattling, and I also need to bring them in a little bit because I just have a narrower gap here. But let's move those in and up a little bit, and we actually give you the Allen key you need to do that, and it's pretty simple. You just take out these bolts. They're loose when they come from us, but everything's already pre-assembled for you, and just unscrew them, and then we'll just move that up. All right, so I just left these kind of loose. Got them where I thought they needed to be, and I actually just left the top in the center position. It can move to here or it can move to here depending on where you need to put it on your rack, but it works just fine in the middle for me here on this bike. And then I like to just leave these loose so I can get the height right with it attached to the rack. I'm actually going to use the blue Loctite that comes with the kit to secure these bolts since I know exactly where they're going to go now. I'm going to do that on both sides. And you want that a snug, tight fit. So that's why sometimes it's not exactly the top or bottom. So just a little dab of Loctite. Dink. Stick that back in there. And these are the metal to metal ones, so you definitely want to use that Loctite. We'll tighten this. I'm going to do that with all these bolts, and then I'm actually going to pull these out and Loctite them too, but you don't need to watch that whole situation, so let's skip ahead. So here's where things get mildly nerve-wracking. You're going to want a soldering iron, or you can use a heated nail if you're very careful and hold it in a pair of pliers, or a drill, but the soldering iron is the best way to do it, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm just going to turn that on and get it heating up. And I'm going to locate the plastic frame sheets that came with my Round the World panniers. Here they are. There's two, one for each side. And you can see these come pre-drilled with holes, which just happen to line up with the holes on your pannier mount. So like I said, this system is all designed to work together. This is one great example of how that works. You're going to bolt this frame sheet directly to your pannier mount, but you got to do it through the pannier. So we got to put some holes in our pannier, which is scary but easy enough. I've done it successfully many times. If I can do it, you can do it. Inside the bag is this black flap. You see the black flap? Okay, there's a Velcro closure at the bottom of the black flap. You're going to grab it, you're going to pull it up. So it's open like that. Do you see? At the bottom is the Velcro, and this is the surface, the color of the pannier. These are the gray Round the World panniers, by the way, which you can only get on our website. So if you want gray, you got to come to the website, which we recommend anyway, because you can use the discount code. But we're going to put holes in this gray material of the pannier. But there is an up and a down with the frame sheet. You want the curved edges down. Put this inside your bag all the way to the bottom. There's actually a pocket, a little lip under there where the Velcro is. You want the frame sheet to go into that. That's how you know you've got it in the right position. The Velcro on the bottom goes over the top of it, and if you're not sure, you can flip the flap back over, and as long as you can Velcro it closed, it's in the right place. I like to put the flap in, okay? So I know my frame sheet is in the exact right place, and then all you have to do is take a pen. I like to use a Sharpie. You can use a ballpoint pen. You can use whatever, but you're just gonna feel for those holes. There's 6 of them. Find that little indentation with your finger right here and just mark it with your marker. Make sure you get it down in the hole like that. So I've marked all 6 holes. Now the fun part begins. You want to do this in a well-ventilated area. Right now I'm in the garage with the door open. So you want to make sure the interior flap is not close to what you're doing because you don't want to put holes in it. But the exterior you're going to go right through. So find that hole that you marked, and you're just going to use your soldering iron, and you're just going to melt a hole through. We recommend that you pull the frame sheet away so that you don't melt it on the inside, but I sometimes actually like to use it as a guide just to be sure. The nice thing about the soldering iron is it kind of cauterizes these, keeps them from ripping or tearing or anything like that. It's pretty smooth and sealed. And I like to make the holes just a little small so that I know my screws, when they go through, are going to help me seal, make the seal even better. There you go. 6 holes, just like that. Hard part's over. Woo! Now we're just going to bolt the pannier mount on. Now the easiest part. Make sure that your interior flap is still out of the way. See that? You want it flipped up. We're not going to put it down to the very last step because the bolts do not go through it, but you're going to take a bolt. We give you 12 bolts in the hardware kit. We give you 12 washers. We give you 12 nuts. So you're going to take the bolt. This round side goes inside. That's to keep it from snagging on anything. So it's going to go through the material of the pannier into the mount, and then we'll put the nut and the washer on the other side. The first bolt comes through right next to the mount here in the center position. Put the nut on it. We're going to do that 6 times. Just, again, get it started, and then we'll tighten these down once they're all through. You know, sometimes you have to widen the holes a little. I like to leave them a little tight and then just push through so I know it's as sealed as possible. Fortunately, these panniers are still watertight because you're going to use the dry bags that come with it. Once they're all through and started, I'm just going to tighten them down. So I'm going to use the Allen key we give you on the inside to hold it, and a 10mm socket on the outside. So the last step is to take this internal flap and fold it down so that it velcros onto the bottom. That makes it so your stuff slides in and out. No chance of it catching on the bolts, and that's what holds the pannier on, keeps it from moving around, and that's a very secure mounting system. So let's see if it fits on the bike. Back on the Tenere, here's the bag mounted as you saw. We're just going to slide that on there, get the top attached, line it up, and bam, look at that. This easy, on, off, boop, and back on. So the best way to use these around the world panniers, in our opinion, is with the Giant Loop quick release pannier mount. They're designed for it, as you can see. It's a little nerve-wracking when you're melting holes in the bag, but once it's done, this is permanent, secure, and will last you forever. I've been running these bags for multiple years on multiple bikes, no problems whatsoever. So if you have any questions about the process, please feel free to leave them in the comments or reach out to us at ride@giantloopmoto.com or use the chat now feature on giantloopmoto.com. Don't forget that if you buy the round the world panniers and the pannier mounts at the same time, you do save 10% on the package. So that's the best way to get this setup. And we have exclusive colors, including this gray, on our website that you can't get anywhere else. So check those out. I will link all that in the description for you. Don't forget that all of our products, including the Around the World panniers here and the pannier mounts, are backed by our limited lifetime warranty, and that all orders over $75 from GiantLoopMoto.com ship for free. Please consider subscribing to the channel for more how-tos, gear overviews, and other content just like this. And don't forget that YouTube subscribers save 10% with promo code SUBSCRIBER on GiantLoopMoto.com. Thank you for watching. Go light, go fast, go far with Giant Loop.